Welcome to another episode in this FPS tutorial series. In this episode we will fix the enemies so when we shoot them they actually die because they just stand still like this right now. And we will also add audio to the game, so all kinds of sound effects. So let's get started. So what we'll start off by doing is going to scripts and opening up the enemy script. In here we'll just delete what we have in our die function right here. And instead we will just write destroy game object. So now the enemies just disappear when we kill them. Now if we go back into Unity and hit play and pick up a gun and try to shoot the enemies, well, now they just disappear. Now we'll add a bunch of sound effects. So I've created a GitHub repository, and in here I have a bunch of sound effects. So I have an AR sound effect, that's an AK sound effect, a Glock sound effect, a player footstep sound effect, and a player hit. So click on code right here, and then we'll click on download zip. Now in our downloads folder right here, we can right click on this and unpack all, unpack. Now we have the unpacked folder. We can open that up, go into Unity, and we'll create a new folder called audio. Open that up. And then we'll drag all the sound effects in here. Now we have those. Now we'll create an audio manager. So go to assets, go to scripts, and we'll right click, create a monobehavior script called audio manager. Now open up the audio manager. In here we will delete the update and start function, and then we'll add a public static audio manager called instance. And in the awake function we will set instance to be equal to this. Then we'll be using the system.collections library because we're going to be using a coroutine. And now I'll add a public void called play SFX. So this is where we're going to play all our sound effects. Here we'll input an audio clip called audio clip and a float volume, which will be defaulted to 1. In here we will start our coroutine. So let's just create that first. So we'll do IEnumerator play SFX coroutine, where we will input the same things. So this, and in this coroutine we will do audio source equals GameObject.add component audio source. So we've now added an audio source to the audio manager GameObject. Then we'll do audio clip.clip equals audio clip and audio source.volume equals volume. And then we will do audio source.play. So we actually play the audio clip. Then we will yield return new wait for seconds. So we will basically wait for some time, which will be audio clip.length times 2, just to make sure. So we wait for the length times 2 of the clip, and then we destroy the audio source again. We can call this up here in the play SFX. So we will do start coroutine, play SFX coroutine, where we will input audio clip, volume, like that. Now that is all set up. So now we can start off by heading into our player movement script, where we will add the footstep sound effects. So I will scroll down and add an IEnumerator called play footstep, where we will have a while loop which is always true, where we will do if rb.linear_velocity.magnitude is above 0.1. Well, then we will play the sound effect. So we actually need to add the sound effect at the top. So we will add a public audio clip called footstep SFX. Now we'll use that down here. So we will do audio manager.instance.play SFX footstep sound effect, like that. And this is why we made it into an instance, so we can easily play sound effects. Then right under we will do yield return new wait for seconds. And this is how long there will be between each footstep. And let's put that at 0.5. So every half a second it will play if we're actually moving. And we should probably also do grounded right here. So is grounded, because we don't want to play footsteps when we're in the air. Then we need to call this at the top. So let's go up to the start function, where we will do start coroutine, where we will input this play footstep sound effect. Now let's go back into Unity, click on our player and scroll down until we see this footstep sound effect. We can click right here and add the player footstep. Then we also need to set the audio manager, so hit the plus icon right here and create an empty game object called audio manager, where we will add the audio manager script. Let's set the position at 0, 0, 0. Now let's hit play and let's walk around. And yep, that works as it should. Now let's add the sound effects for the guns and hit to stop the game and open up the player health script. In here we will add a public audio clip called hit SFX, so when we're hit. And in the decrease health function we will simply do audio manager.instance.play SFX, like that. Then for the shooting of the gun we'll go in here and we will add a public audio clip called shooting SFX, which will be called inside of the shoot function, so we can just do it right here. So we'll do audio manager.instance.play SFX, shooting SFX, and it might be too loud, so I'll actually set the sound to only 1.25 or the volume. Now head back into Unity and we will click onto our prefabs, and we have our AR right here, so click onto that. We need to add the shooting SFX, so I'll add the AK because that's basically an AR. And then for the Glock right here, I'll click on that. And for the audio clip right here, I will add the Glock sound effect. Then go to the player and scroll down until you see hit sound effect. Click right there and choose the player hit. Now let's hit play and test it all out. And let's pick up a gun. And yep, that works. Let's pick up the other gun. And that works too. Now let's see when we hit the enemy. And yep, every time we're shot, there's also a sound. Now we're dead. Let's also add the shooting sound for the enemies. So open up the enemy script, and in here we'll go to the top where we will add a public audio clip called shooting SFX. Then go down to the shooting function. So shoot right here, where we will right here do audio manager.instance.play SFX, shooting SFX, comma 0.5F. Perfect, let's test this out. So go back into Unity, then click on our enemy prefab right here and scroll down until you see the shooting SFX right here. Click there and we will set it to the AK gunshot. Now go back to scenes and hit play. Now let's pick up a Glock for example and go over to the enemies. And now you can hear when they shoot at you. Perfect! I hope you liked this episode and you now understand how you can add even more sound effects if you want to. And also a whole nother thing, I recently made my paid community free, so you can actually just go down in the description and join completely for free. After 75 members I will make it paid, so make sure to check it out before we reach that point. So yeah, just go in the link in the description and check it out, and have an amazing day.